Good morning. This is the New York session stream, taking this part of our Road to Funded series. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you get anything of value. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell because we're live every weekday, 7:30 a.m. That's 12:30 p.m. Watt. 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Watt, West African time. With that being said, let's get into the charts. All right, good morning, y'all. My fault, we're late today. No stream yesterday, late today. I'm slacking, right? My fault. Yeah, had a busy morning, but I'm here now. So I took a look at the charts and I saw that we were pretty much just consolidating, right? We're pretty much just moving sideways at this point. So I figured I would still hop on and see if we can get something going into this 9 o'clock closure, right? So yeah, let's do the analysis real quick. So have I traded this week? So today is Wednesday, or is today Tuesday? What's today? Yeah, today is Wednesday. All right, today is Wednesday. I think we streamed on Monday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we streamed on Monday, so we have streamed for this week. Yeah, so we do have one stream under our belt for this week. But yeah, all that to say, well, I'm just trying to figure out whether we need to go over the yearly time frame or not, but it's a quick one, right? You've made that bottom wick. We saw that we had a potential to continue to drive down here, potentially towards these areas here, right? This 178 areas, but at the same time you have this candle that came up, right? This candle that broke into this range. You also have that candle making its bottom wick at that level. So do you really need to come back all the way down there to create that to tap into that level again? Probably not, right? So the fact that we're already rejecting around these areas it's not too surprising, right? So I mean, if you start to flip here on this candle, you might look to see this wick to the left get filled and potentially even the range get filled, right? All right, so looking at the monthly now, let's go on to the monthly. So looking at the monthly, so we have these levels here. So we have our next level of potential resistance here at 195, right? 195 level. Look at where we tapped into, right? Tapped right into that 195 low. So that's the, I believe when we traded on Monday, that was the second, or that was the potential level, or the next potential level of rejection that we were looking to tap into, right? And look exactly where we tapped into before we started to reject, right? We tapped into that 195 level and now we started to reject. So now price is free to drive down if it wants to drive down, because the original outlook for this monthly, right, was that previous monthly closed bearish inside this range, right, or below this level of support, right, below this level of support. And most times that you had price close below that level of support, you typically made a top wick and then drove down, right, to fill this range that's coming here towards 180.6, around those levels, right? So I mean, we'll see exactly what happens here, right? We'll see exactly what happens. Give me 1 second, yo. All right. So yeah, you got these levels here. You tapped into 195. Now you're starting to reject. So we'll see if this is gonna be the rejection, right, before we start to come down here for long term, or if we're just gonna find support at maybe one of these levels and then continue to push back up, right? Well, we'll see. but I would reckon that you would most likely, you know, come back. So now that you're tapping into this 195 level, right, given the previous monthly did close below, right below this level of support, I would reckon you'd most likely need to come back towards one of these levels over here, even if you were gonna drive up, right? So I would reckon you would need to come back towards this 192 level, right? But we'll see, right? We'll see based on the lower time frames. Moving on to the weekly levels line up pretty nicely with the daily. Sorry, with the monthly here. Yeah, so you can see that rejection level, right? It's 195 rejection level. You can see price has tapped into that level multiple times and had to come back, right? Let's look more to the left. Actually, let's look a little bit more to the left. Here you have a rejection, came back down, came up, rejected. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens here. This is the monthly level, right? This line right here is the monthly level. Let me see, how does that coincide with the weekly? I mean, yeah, you have multiple rejections off this level as well, to the downside and to the top side, give or take. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. But yeah, your levels here line up pretty nicely on the weekly. Previous weekly close respecting this support here at 194.252. Actually, depending on where you put that, right? Because I could put this down here. All right, let me see. Okay, I can say this is resistance. I don't know why this is lagging. I can say that's resistance there. All right. Yeah. Rejection. Yeah. So let me see. How did we close respecting that? All right. So it looks like you closed. So previous weekly looks like you closed above, right? It looks like you closed above this level of resistance here. That's if, you know, depending on how you actually draw out this level, right? Because someone else could have this same level but drawn a little bit lower just because of this, right? But because we are coming from the bottom coming up, I'm more interested in seeing what the resistance levels are saying, right? So hence why I'm leaning more towards using resistance in terms of defining the level, right? So it does look like previous weekly closed above. You made your bottom wick and then you started to push up, right? So because you have made your bottom wick, so I want to see previous instances of us closing in this range, right? So here you closed above into the range. Think of this as one move, bottom wick, and then came back up but still drove down, right? Let me see. Yeah, similar thing here. You close into the range, all right, came up, took a tap into the highs, came back all the way down. Here you close into the range, tap into the highs, came all the way down. So yeah, I do think at this point, so let me see, at this point, yeah, what you could see happen here, you could see price start to come down here towards 189.89, right? Now even if we're gonna push up long term, you might see price just reject, tap 189.89 and then continue to push up, right? So we'll see exactly what happens. Moving on to the daily time frame. Moving on to the daily, let's see what the daily is saying. So this weekly level on the daily, so yeah, that's the weekly level, or rather this would be the weekly level on the daily, really. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, this would be the weekly level on the daily. All right. Yeah, so I mean, these are our levels. These are our daily levels. I wasn't really talking too much through that one because I mean, they're pretty straightforward, right? They are pretty straightforward. So going off of higher time frames as well, you're tapping into this 195 level, right? This is also a significant level on the daily. You look to the left here, you see a lot of times that you've tapped into this level, you come down to make a bottom wick where 193.238 and then continue to drive up. Now what have you done? You came up, you tap into 195 or 190, yeah, 194.675 or around, well, 195 really, right? So you came up, tapped 195, you rejected, made this bottom wick. So that's the bottom wick for the current daily, right? You rejected, came down, tapped into this level of support, and now you're free to drive up, right? So if you're gonna drive up here, if you're gonna continue to push up here, you have enough to push towards 194.448, right? Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. All right, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on to the 4. I want to be done with the analysis by the 9 o'clock open here. So yeah, moving on to the 4, you can see you have your little consolidation right here, right? You got your consolidation going on right here. Boom, put that there. Got the consolidation going on, and then you have these highs, which would be your food targets. My fault, y'all. One second, y'all. No. Okay. Yeah, back to the analysis. So yeah, on the 4, currently on the 4, so we're sitting somewhere inside this range, right? Between 194.67 and 193.91, right? And we're just moving sideways at this point, right? So we're just moving sideways, looking to break out of this range. So ideally you want price to break out of the range, right? Ideally above, right? If we can close above 194.675, I do think we have some room here, right? Even in terms of our vantage point is not bad, because then it would be, your vantage point would be 195.1, right? So around there. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so got this range going. All right, got this range going from 193.887. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, just like clockwork. Just like clockwork, huh? Yeah, so it's your levels are pretty straightforward here, especially on the hourly. Levels are pretty straightforward. We just gotta decide where we can get some entries, or price just has to give us some entries. But the levels are pretty straightforward though. They are pretty straightforward. Yeah, if we hold support, right? Say we hold support at this 194.3. Say we hold support at 194.3. Yeah, I mean, you look here to the left, you see multiple instances of price driving up from that low, right? You got price here drive up, price here driving up. Yeah, price here driving up. We'll see though. We will see. We will see. All right, cool. So yeah, now we're just gonna wait for the 4-hour closure, see what that does, and we'll go from there. All right. My fault, yo. I'm multitasking over here. My brain just switched from one to the other one without a segue. Yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna wait for the 4-hour to close here in about 5 minutes. We'll see what that does. We'll see what that does. Ideally, you want to close outside of this range, because then those are clear entries, right? But if you start to play within the ranges, things get very technical. I forgot to put my my little tag. I put my little tag on there. Let me see. I mean, most likely this isn't gonna close outside the range, most likely. But let's see. We got news today. Today is 19th. So, ooh, Fed interest. We got FOMC. Wow, we got FOMC, man. Are we trading that? Probably not. Well, we'll trade FOMC, but not the speech, though. Right? We'll trade these, but not the speech. Definitely not the speech. Because that, my friend, is how you blow accounts. That is how you blow accounts. My fault, yo. I'm taking a quick look at gold. Take a quick look at gold. Not that I see anything, but just want to take a quick look at it. Oh yeah, I said we're gonna be keeping an eye on German 40 as well. We are gonna be keeping an eye on German 40 as well. Previous daily closed above these highs. Interesting. Previous daily closing above the highs here on German 40. Okay, so in terms of German 40, so we just tapped into this level of support right here, right? So you're now inside this greater range on the German 40. You're inside this greater range. Previous 4 came down, tapped that level. Yeah, I mean, you could continue to drive down potentially, but at the same time, you might continue to just stay inside this range, right? You might just range back and forth, right? That type of thing. But all right, couple seconds left here for GJ to close. Couple seconds left, so nothing off rip, definitely. Definitely nothing off rip. All right, there goes the 4-hour open. There goes the 4-hour close and open. Closing bullish. Opening bullish. No bottom. Okay, there you go. There goes your flip. There goes your bottom wick. Let's see. Okay, so 4-hour just opened up. Made a top wick flipping now. Yeah, I don't have much to go off of right now. Man, this music's too relaxing, bro. All right, so close inside the range again. I'm not seeing much happening here, right? Price might just be stalling for FOMC, so we'll see exactly what go on with that. But for now, actually, yeah. So I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back. If nothing is really developing here by say 9:30, we'll call it a day. Right? If nothing is developing by 9:30, we will call it a day. But for now, we wait. Okay. 30 minutes. All right. Yo, vibe out. Man like Angelo, you know. Man like Angelo. Is the stream P&L? Yeah, it is. But we're still in some drawdown. Not a lot, but still in some drawdown here. Hello. Yeah, I think it's because of FOMC. Because we have FOMC later this afternoon. So price tends to range. Yeah, price tends to range before FOMC. Yeah, so we're still in some drawdown, not much of drawdown, but you know, we climbing our way back up. Yeah, these buys out here, these buys, I just sort of missed the buys on Monday. I missed the buys on Monday. That would have been a pretty good boost for the account, or for the challenge. Yeah, but yeah, nothing much going on though. Nothing much going on. Yeah, I reckon if this 30-minute doesn't do it, I might as well stick around for the hourly close. If that hourly close doesn't do anything, I'm gonna just call it a day, because very good chance we just range here. And as I say that, it looks like we're moving a little bit here. We'll see. We will see. How's your challenge going, man? We funded? Cause I know you feel already did funded self, you know, yeah, boys, nonsense guy. Nonsense fellow. Was up for a bit back in there. Yeah, these such as the ebbs and flows, huh? Ups and downs. Yeah. It's German 40 saying. Not saying much. Was Gold saying? Gold not saying much either. Yeah, pretty slow today. That could just be because of news. So I'll try and well, not try. I'll trade the initial news, so the Fed interest rates. I'll trade that, but of course I'm not gonna trade the speech. Straight in the speech is how you die. That is how you blow accounts 101. Yeah, just waiting on this 30-minute close though. Be right back. All right, we back. So there goes the 30-minute close. All right, there goes the 30-minute close. 30-minute close, no top wick, still inside the range. Yeah, really nothing going on today. Seems like it's gonna be a dead day until news. Took some trades on what? On Nas. Well, the indices seem to be moving. Okay, yeah, that's clean. Yeah, I'm guessing you took buys, yeah? I'm guessing you're in there for the buys. So closed above this resistance, right? Yeah, closed above that resistance. You want to be careful, brother. But I know it's I don't know if it's your EA that took it or it's just you, but yeah, you want to be careful because you're in yeah, let me not say anything that'll influence your trade, cha. Yeah, I don't want to say anything that'll influence your trade, but if you tap 19604, 19605, you tap 19605, you I don't know how you take your positions, but you might want to be careful at that level. You might want to start paying attention instead of letting, yeah. You might not want to be hands-free once, yeah. I mean, you just tapped into that level now, 19605. So yeah, you might not want to be hands-free at this point. You want to just monitor the, yeah, you want to monitor the push, because before this hourly closes, if this hourly closes above, then 100% you're gonna drive. Well, let me not say 100%, but I mean, this looks good to drive up though, but it's just that there is this level to worry about. That's the only level to worry about, but it does look good to drive up. But if you're gonna see any type of rejection, it's gonna be from that level. It's 19605 level. So yeah, just be careful, I guess. All right. And for our case though, yeah, we got no entries on anything. Even gold isn't doing much, I don't think. Oh well, gold is moving actually. Yeah, gold is actually moving. Yeah, gold pushing down here. Where is this volume coming from? Oh yeah, 930. Yeah, so NYSE open right there, bringing in some volume. Too bad there's really no there isn't really any entries off this hourly. Let me see. Not that I was looking for any. So this is your range per se. Yeah, no entries on gold either. You're seeing some volume here though. You are seeing some volume here though. If some of that volume could come into GJ, that would be great. That would be fantastic. All right, this is pushing up though. This is pushing up a little bit. You are seeing a bit of volume here. Yeah, let's see if we can't close above that 4 hour. Already closed inside the range, so I highly doubt we're gonna leave this range within this 4 hour or within this next 4 hours. I highly doubt we're gonna leave this range from 194.8 to 193.8. I highly doubt we're gonna leave that range, but this might just be proving me wrong right here. We'll see. We will see. I'll be back. I'm gonna step away for a second, but I will be back on the state of 15-minute close. All right, 15-minute about to close. $15-minute about to close, and we closed. I guess on the 15 you closed above these highs here, right? So currently making a bottom wick. So if you're gonna drive up, you got about, let me see, got about 13-16 pips to play with here. Yeah, taking entries on those lower time frames though. Yeah, so I mean hourly we already formed the support, so we're currently below this resistance here on the hourly, but we sort of formed support, right? We sort of held this level. Let me see. Push up. Yeah, if we can close above. Yeah, we can close above. I'd be willing to take these buys here. We can close above on the hourly. I'd be willing to take these buys here, but yeah, for now I think we're gonna stay out of this. But what could happen here is you just start to drive through, right? So you just start to see a big push up, right? You're gonna just tap into this level and then reject back into the range, and then continue the range for the rest of the session. But we'll see. Yeah? Oh, gosh. Yeah, so I mean, this hourly still pushing up here. We'll see exactly how that closes though. I'll be back. All right, there goes the 30 close. Or sorry, an hourly closure. Let's see how this moves now. Oh, what just happened? There you go. Let's see how this moves. Oh, let me check up on homie's trade. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. That boy's in the clear. That boy's in the clear. No bottom wick right there, but yeah, this might just keep on pushing up on Nas, because you got clean range to the left, right? You do have some clean range to the left to about I'd say 19660 here. So homie should be good. But you want to see that bottom wick though. Eventually, you want to see that bottom wick. Something similar happening on GJ as well, right? There's something very similar happening on GJ. Yeah, so now we're inside this range, right? We're inside this smaller range on the hourly, right? Close above this level of support here. So you want to see a bottom wick. You want to see a bottom wick. Basically, if we tap 194.73, I'll take a sell. If we don't make a bottom wick yet, so let me see what this, how did that previous 4-hour close? Yeah, so that's boom. Oh, so you made the bottom wick. Okay. That's interesting. Made the bottom wick here. Boom, came up, tapped this level. Let me see. Made the bottom wick at this level. All right. So the 4-hour looks pretty interesting here. The 4-hour does look interesting. I'm just thinking of the overall move here. So you came all the way down here for this bottom wick. So it's 193.238 on the daily level. That's this support right here, right? Yeah, that's that support. You already have this coming up. That's that support tapping into that level now. So initial rejection, holding support here, drove up towards 195.4. Yeah, I think I would prefer to take sells here, right? I would prefer to, sorry, not sells. I'd prefer to take buys here. All right, but what we might have happen here, we might have an entry for a short-term sell if this continues to come up here without a bottom wick. Because just based off of where we of where that candle opened up from, or where we're pushing up from, I don't think you just pushed off a significant level, right? Or a significant enough level for us to just start flying without a bottom wick. So I do think you're gonna need to come back and still tap into 194.441. All right, so if that's the case, we do have a potential entry for the sells. I would actually prefer not to take sells, to be honest. I hope I don't get the entry. I almost hope I don't get the entry for the sells. Yeah, if I'm taking this, it's gonna be about a 30 pip move. All right, about a 30 pip move. All right. $194.73. So German 40, the German 40 index actually closed below support here, which is interesting. So close below support, but you still have, well, you have this that you could, yeah, got this, I guess. No, nah, not really, actually. Yeah, put this back here. Yeah, today's a little bit slow. Today is a little bit slow. I don't believe this is gonna drive up without a bottom wick though. So I am still convinced there is gonna be an opportunity for the sells here. All right, we've already closed 15 hourly. Yeah, in terms of German 40, my fault. My analysis is sort of everywhere, all over the place. But yeah, in terms of German 40, so you're looking at the 4 hour, right? This 4 hour close respecting, right? So you close at this level of support, right? 4 hour close respecting this level of support. Now this made a bottom wick and could potentially flip and continue to drive up here, right? I mean, look what happened here the last time, right? So here you sort of held this support, right? You held, you retested the support here, you held the support, continue to drive up. Right now you tapped it again, but you still held the support. You might continue to drop down, and even if you're not, you might continue to push up here, and even if you're gonna come down, I do think you're gonna look for a steeper bottom wick than what you currently have. Or maybe not, because here you have rejection of this level taking you down, right? Long term. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, and you sort of close below this level, held this as resistance, right? Continue to push down from there. Right? Yeah, you look to the left here. Almost every single time you've pushed down from this level, you've come down more than this level of support, right? So here you push down, drove, push down, drove, right? Push down, eventually came all the way down, drove. Yeah, I might, man. Can I take German 40 on my broker? Let me see. Let me actually see. Oh yeah, I was gonna check if all right, so there goes your flip, there goes your bottom wick. Now there goes your bottom wick. I was about a 15 pip flip. Not much we could have done with that. Yeah, so there goes your bottom wick now. What price wants to do from here now? Completely up to price. All right. I do think this German 40 is gonna drop down though. I do think we're gonna melt on the German 40. I'd actually like to take some sales on this German 40. I just don't know if it's a tradable instrument on if it's an available instrument on my let me see. Show symbol is German indices. That's DAX, right? What's German 40 index? That's DAX, right? Okay, DAX might not be what I think it is. Germany 40. Nasdaq, FTMO. Oh no, I think it is. I think it is. DAX 40. Oh, I can. That's good to know. I just don't know what lot sizes to use. Yeah, I just don't know what lot sizes to use. Yeah, this would have been a good trade on the Germany 40. Yeah, I'm gonna do some research into trading this right here. How do pips work here? It's like 24 pips or something. I'm not really sure how the pips work here, but this would have been a trade I would have been willing to take here on the German 40. But yeah, it's not something I usually or I typically trade. So yeah, I'm gonna look into it though. I'm gonna look into it. All right, back to GJ real quick. 15 minutes just closed. Nothing eventful happening yet. We'll see how the 30 closes. If the 30 isn't really doing much. All right, if the 30 isn't really doing much, I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day if the 30 isn't doing much. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day right now because this is yeah, this is pretty slow here. We had that initial push up. We had a little bit of volume come in after NYSE open, but I think it's pretty much dwindled down for the most part. So yeah, if I'm around by 2, I'll stream FOMC. All right, I'll stream FOMC if I'm around. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Back again tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. West African time. With that being said, peace.